Across the Midwestern fields, where morning mist still lingers, there were once machines that not only plowed the land, but also sowed memories. They were durable, economical, and became symbols of an entire generation of American farmers. Today, we revisit 5 used tractors that are among the most fuel-efficient of all time. Farmall 560. In 1958, America entered an era of agriculture more modern than ever. Cornfields stretched across the Midwest. Farmers needed power, economy, and durability. At that time, International Harvester introduced the Farmall 560 diesel, manufactured in Rock Island, Illinois. The starting price was only about $5,500. More than 65,000 units were produced. Today, one still in good working condition usually costs from $6,000 to $12,000, depending on condition. From Iowa to Ohio, from Kansas to Nebraska, this machine became a symbol tied to rural America. Specifications. The Farmall 560 diesel used a 6-cylinder engine, 282 cubic inches. Power, 66 PTO HP, 59 drawbar HP, and about 70 engine HP. Mechanical transmission, 5 forward gears, 1 reverse. Maximum RPM 1,800. Fuel tank capacity 30 gallons, enough for a full day in the field. Maximum pulling load nearly 6,500 pounds. Dry weight about 7,000 pounds, length over 12 feet. The greatest strength was its fuel-efficient diesel engine. The machine started easily, operated more smoothly than the previous generation. The sturdy frame design was easy to maintain. For farmers, this meant less downtime and more complete harvest seasons. People remember the steady roar on foggy mornings. A warm sound, not too loud, echoing across the fields. Mud clinging to the tires after the first rains of the season. Children perched on the fenders, listening to the engine blending with the sound of field birds. The Farmall 560 was not just machinery. It was present in the farmyard, where chickens ran around. It pulled trailers of corn to the market fair. It appeared in village festivals, where the whole community gathered. When buying used machines, farmers liked the Farmall 560 because of its affordable price. Spare parts could still be found. The simple technology was easy to repair. Few breakdowns, easy maintenance. And more than that, it carried spiritual value, a piece of rural American history. Notes when buying. Check the PTO and hydraulics, test all gears. Watch the exhaust smoke, listen to the engine sound. Look closely for oil leaks. Count the operating hours, and ask for maintenance history. The chassis, wheels, steering must be solid. Best to buy from a reputable person, or from collector groups. Today, the Farmall 560 still works on many small farms. Some have been restored, displayed in museums or agricultural fairs. For collectors, it is a treasure, proof of a transformative era of mechanization. The Farmall 560 diesel was not just a machine. It was the heartbeat of rural America, the companion of many generations. If you have ever seen it, heard it, smelled the diesel in the morning, that memory will never fade. Subscribe to the channel, share your story. Because somewhere, across the vast prairies, that engine sound still lingers. Ford 5000. In 1965, rural America entered a new era. Farms expanded, and the demand for mechanization increased. Amid that context, the Ford Motor Company introduced the Ford 5000 diesel, manufactured in Basildon, England, and also in the United States. The initial selling price was about $7,000. Within 10 years, more than 270,000 units were built. Today, one still in good working condition usually costs from $8,000 to $15,000. The machine appeared widely in the Midwest states, as well as in South America and Europe. It became a symbol thanks to its rare balance, powerful, economical, and reliable. Specifications. The Ford 5000 diesel was equipped with a 4-cylinder engine, 256 cubic inches. Power output, about 69 PTO HP, 61 drawbar HP, and 74 engine HP. Standard transmission, 8 forward gears, 2 reverse, optional 10 or 16 speeds. Maximum RPM 2100. Fuel tank capacity 21 gallons. Maximum pulling force nearly 7,000 pounds. Dry weight about 6,300 pounds, length over 12 feet, height nearly 8 feet. The strength of the Ford 5000 lay in its durable transmission and fuel-efficient diesel engine. Even when working continuously on large fields, the machine consumed little fuel. The strong hydraulic system allowed it to pull plows, planters, and harvesters with high stability. Many still remember the deep, heavy engine sound rumbling in the morning mist. Warmth rising from the hood before the sun appeared. Heavy mud clinging to the rear tires after the first rains of the season. The smell of diesel mixed with the scent of wet grass. That was the sound and flavor of the harvest season. The Ford 5000 was present in many activities. It pulled trailers of corn to the village market. Children climbed the steps, waving to their parents going to the fields. At agricultural fairs, the machine was displayed as a source of community pride. Affordable cost, spare parts still common. Simple technology, easy to repair, few breakdowns. More than that, the Ford 5000 carried historical value, proof of the era of expanding global agricultural mechanization. Notes when buying. Check the PTO and hydraulic system. Test all gear ranges. Observe the exhaust smoke, avoid machines emitting thick blue smoke. Check for oil leaks around the engine. Read the operating hours and maintenance records. See whether the frame, tires, and steering axle are solid. Best to buy from a reputable person or from collector groups. Today, the Ford 5000 diesel still works on many small farms. Many have been restored, displayed at museums or classic fairs. For the collector community, it is the blue jewel, a symbol of strength, durability, and pride in American mechanization. The Ford 5000 diesel was not just a tractor. It was the sound of the countryside, the memory of a generation of resilient farmers. Subscribe to the channel, share your story. Because somewhere, among the wind of the fields and the scent of earth, that engine sound still echoes. John Deere Model 720. In 1956, rural America changed dramatically. Family farms expanded. Tractors needed not only durability but also fuel efficiency. Amid that context, John Deere introduced the Model 720 diesel, manufactured in Waterloo, Iowa. The starting price was about $5,500. Within 2 years, more than 22,700 units were built. Today, one still in good operating condition costs from $8,000 to $14,000. It was popular throughout the Midwest, from Minnesota to Kansas, and quickly became a symbol thanks to its strong pulling power, smooth operation, and outstanding economy. The John Deere 720 diesel used a 2-cylinder opposed engine, 376 cubic inches. Power output, about 65 PTO HP, 57 drawbar HP, and 67 engine HP. Standard transmission, 6 forward gears, 1 reverse, with optional additional speeds. Maximum RPM about 1,125, characteristic of Deere's 2-cylinder line. Fuel tank capacity 28 gallons. Pulling force nearly 6,700 pounds. Dry weight about 7,700 pounds, length 12 feet, height over 7 feet. The tractor was famous for having the most fuel-efficient 2-cylinder diesel engine of its time. A unique gasoline starting system made it easy to start on cold mornings. The Power-Troll hydraulic system supported effective tillage and heavy pulling. Many still remember the distinctive putt-putt sound echoing through the morning mist. The steady rhythm carried across the fields. Mud clung to the rear tires after the first rains of the season. The smell of diesel smoke mingled with fresh grass. The first light of day reflected on the familiar green paint. The John Deere 720 was not only for plowing or hauling. It was present in the farmyard, beside corn bins and cattle barns. Children sat on the fenders, listening to the engine mixing with the crowing of roosters. At village fairs, the green Deere always drew attention. The price was reasonable for its performance. Spare parts could still be found through collector communities. Few breakdowns, easy to maintain. For many farmers, it was a reliable choice and also carried emotional value, as part of rural memory. Notes when buying. Test the PTO and hydraulic system. Check the transmission, avoiding stuck gears. Observe the exhaust smoke. Thick black smoke indicates oil consumption. Listen to the engine, check for oil leaks. Inspect the frame, wheels, and steering. Best to buy from a reputable person or from John Deere enthusiast groups. Today, many 720 diesels still work in the fields. Some have been restored to a shine, displayed in museums or exhibitions. In the collector community, it is a source of pride, representing the golden era of John Deere and of American mechanization. The John Deere Model 720 diesel was not just a tractor. It was the sound of the land, the heartbeat of harvests, the memory of an era. Subscribe to the channel, share your story. Because somewhere, among green fields and strong winds, that putt-putt still echoes. Massey Harris 44. In the late 1940s, as America was emerging from the war, the countryside began to revive. Farmers needed a tractor that was powerful, economical, yet durable. That was when Massey Harris, a Canadian tractor company with a factory in Racine, Wisconsin, introduced the 44 Special Diesel line. The starting price was about $2,400. Throughout its production, tens of thousands were sold. Today, one still in working condition costs from $3,500 to $7,000. It was popular throughout the Midwest and the northern United States. The reason it became a symbol was simple, powerful, easy to repair, and more fuel efficient than many competitors of the time. The Massey Harris 44 Special Diesel used a 4-cylinder engine, 260 cubic inches. Power output about 46 PTO HP, 44 drawbar HP, and 50 engine HP. Standard transmission, 5 forward gears, 1 reverse. Maximum RPM 1,650. Fuel tank capacity 21 gallons. Pulling force nearly 4,600 pounds. Dry weight about 5,300 pounds, length nearly 11 feet, height over 6 feet. This was one of the first diesel models that American farmers truly trusted. The machine operated reliably, started easily, and consumed little fuel. The solid frame and compact layout made it easy for mechanics to service.
Ready.
People still remember the steady sound echoing through the morning mist as the chill lingered on the grass. Mud clinging to the tires after the first rains of the season. The smell of diesel blending with damp earth. The engine's rhythm mixed with the calls of cattle from the barn, creating the cadence of the harvest. The Massey 44 was not only for plowing. It pulled grain wagons to the village market. It stood beside wooden houses, where children played under the trees. In the community, it was a source of pride, the bright red machine standing out in the green fields. The price was reasonable, spare parts could still be found through collector networks. Simple technology, few breakdowns. And above all, it carried historical value, marking the transition of the post-war era. Notes when buying. Check the PTO and hydraulics. Test each gear. Observe the exhaust, listen to the engine. Look for signs of oil leakage. Inspect the frame, axles, tires, and steering. Best to buy from a reputable person or groups specializing in classic Massey models. Today, many 44 special diesels still work on small farms. Some have been restored, shining in exhibitions. In the collector community, it carries great spiritual value, a testament to the resilience and work ethic of American farmers after the war. The Massey Harris 44 Special Diesel was not just a tractor. It was the echo of the countryside, the enduring strength of an era. Subscribe to the channel, share your memories. Because somewhere, among the scent of damp earth and the wind in the fields, that sound still lingers. Minneapolis Molen U. In 1938, when America was still struggling through the Great Depression, farmers remained tied to their fields. That was when Minneapolis Molen, a tractor company from Minnesota, introduced the Model U. Production lasted for 2 decades, until 1958. The initial selling price was about $2,300. More than 33,000 units were built. Today, a U still in good working condition costs from $4,000 to $9,000. It was common in the Midwest, where land was wide and plains stretched far. It became a symbol for its durability, steady pulling power, and fuel efficiency. The Minneapolis Molen U was equipped with a 4-cylinder engine, 283 cubic inches. Power output about 41 PTO HP, 38 drawbar HP, and 46 engine HP. Standard transmission, 5 forward gears, 1 reverse. Maximum RPM 1,500. Fuel tank capacity 22 gallons. Pulling force nearly 4,500 pounds. Dry weight about 5,000 pounds, length over 11 feet, height nearly 7 feet. The Model U is famous for its strong engine, able to run on gasoline, kerosene, or diesel depending on the version. Its large frame design and low center of gravity made it stable on uneven fields. For farmers, this meant many hours of effective work with little worry of breakdowns. The engine's roar echoed in the morning mist, deep yet steady. Mud clung to the tires after the first rains of the season. The smell of diesel smoke blended with the scent of freshly cut grass. The sound of the machine mixed with cattle calls from the barn, creating the familiar rhythm of rural America. The U was present everywhere, from small farmyards to village fairs. It pulled grain wagons to the mill. It appeared in childhood memories, when kids sat on the fenders, waving at their parents driving in the fields. Affordable in price. Spare parts could still be found through collector communities. Simple technology, few breakdowns. More importantly, it carried historical value, the machine of the era when American farmers rose again after the Depression. Notes when buying. Check the PTO and hydraulics. Test all gears of the transmission. Listen to the engine, observe the exhaust. Inspect for oil leaks. Examine the frame, tires, and steering for solidity. Best to buy from a reputable person or Minneapolis Molen enthusiast groups. Many U models still work in the fields, especially on small family farms. Some have been restored, displayed in agricultural museums or classic fairs. In the collector community, it is a symbol representing the golden strength of Minneapolis Molen and the resilience of American farmers. The Minneapolis Molen U was not just a machine. It was a companion of harvests, the memory of a generation. Subscribe to the channel, share your story. Because among the scent of damp earth and the sound of the wind, that engine rhythm still echoes.